Hello everyone, it's UnkleDestiny back with you today. Time for our reading for March. As it is, I just got back from PantheaCon and we had a very good convention there. Saw many good friends and met some new people and continued the greater work we have of trying to heal ourselves spiritually and move through the wonder and chaos the world and life brings with us. So, let's go ahead and get the ancestors in and see what they have to say for March and the coming spring. Alright, welcome back. So, we've thrown the bones, and let us see what the ancestors have to say. Well, we've got definitely a lot of clustering that happened in this one here. And we're going to focus on our three main bones. So we got this one, and this one. So this one is work. This one is family. This one, it's not home as it used to be. It's something else. What is it? It's what I'm going to call it drive and purpose. And this is much more fundamental because at this point, when spring comes, we're going to be dealing with the start of the new seasonal year, as opposed to the calendar year, which is what we mostly operate out of. But we're coming to the start of the seasonal year, which is also about rebirth. And there is a strong sense of purpose here. And it's tied not only to family, but also to spirit, which is where we got with the copper piece. But even more so, all of this together, all of this is tied together into this greater drive for this next seasonal year that we're seeing with this bone here. So let's start with work. Now with the work bone, it's fallen out quite nicely, and it's also here near the quartz crystal and also near the copper piece. And we have a couple of support bones around it, but it makes great connection with family. So what it says here is that there is going to be a lot about your work and memory, things about the past, things working in an aspect of those memories and those workings that you've done in the past. You're going to call very much a skill. This one is about, very much it's about trusting the knowledge that you have gained from your work and working with it. It's not so much a heavy time for acquiring new skills. I think that's going to be more towards the summer. This is about working with what you know, what you have gained, and what you trust in, what those memories have taught you, and what those memories have also taught you to trust and not to trust. But that's going to play into the work. And there's, again, spirit is going to be very big on this, and they're going to be bringing up some new shifts, some new changes. And those changes, unlike what you would do, let's say, if you're taking a new course and so forth, are very much about showing that what you've learned, what you know, can move you into what spirit is about to offer you. Now, we have one of the large spinal bones here, as well as one of the rib bones. Now, so this means that there's going to be a lot of, and it's also close to the copper piece, so we're looking at a lot of spirit energy, a lot of inspiration. So it's going to be about taking breath and taking a moment and thinking, taking a moment and assessing before you do anything. So it is everything around work. You do not want to be reactionary. You want to be responding. You want to be thinking. You want to be in a very controlled sense. And that, I think, also is here with the support bone from the spinal column. Now we move into the family bone. Now family, and as you can see, this has got a lot more of the support bones around it. And family issues are going to be tight. Family issues are going to be out of forefront. I know for myself, a family member of extension has recently passed. So there's going to be there's a lot of issues in supporting those other family members who are connected to that person who has passed. So there's a lot of the support aspects here. But also dealing with the ramifications, the wake that comes with this person's passing, and what it means for those that are left here on this side of the plane, and their interactions and relations with the rest of the family. So it's going to be a lot of structure here dealing with reorganizing support. Who knows? It may also become to the point where certain other members of your family are going to shift in their long-held beliefs. The classic saying, they can't take it with them when they go. They may finally start understanding that and start making steps to adjust things so that the blessings are more enjoyed by those who are presently alive, or that obstacles that they've had towards getting certain things done are cleared away. But there's a lot of support here, and I've said this has also got a lot of the ancestral energy, and you want a lot of the ancestral energy, not only greeting people, but also in shifting the change in the family for the better, for a higher goals. So we've got a lot of soul inspiration, we've got a lot of balance issues going on here, because these are mostly tailbones that we're seeing here. And then we've also got one of the spinal bones, one of the packs of this is also about being support in knowledge. So we've got support and inspiration in spirit, we've got support around trying to find balance, we've got support around knowledge and structure. And all of this is being fed in, also being fed in with energy from spirit, since copper is a very good conductor of spiritual energy. So spirit and the ancestors and the whatever deities or orishas that you've in, whatever element of the universe, is also going to be very strong here in this period with the energy that's coming in from this. Now, as I said, this all energy goes into this aspect of purpose. This bone, which normally, like I said, would be home, but this time they're telling me this bone represents purpose. So with the aspects of work and the aspects of family, you're going to start finding that there's an overall connection to them that is going to lead you out. Now, especially since this bone is closest to the family one, family is going to be the final, so I always say, tipping point to let you know about where and what your focus and purpose for this next seasonal year is going to be about. Now, that might be purpose that brings family together, that allows you to use work to bring family together, that allows you to use work to support family, and family that supports work, family that provides purpose to work. Now, in all honesty, I see it more coming, starting with work, going into family, and out into the purpose. So don't argue with the purpose that you're finding yourself on. This is part of your life path. This is part of what has shifted in the universe to this point now. This is what you agreed on that you were going to explore and understand in this lifetime. So, do not argue that purpose is coming. Purpose will be found, and work with it. So, moving on, we find ourselves now down here to the shell. Now, again, this is our one that's representing nature. Now, the shell, again, we have it flipped over this time. So it's about the inside of the shell. It's the inside to support, keeping all that stuff that's soft and gushy safe. Now, we also have a piece of the tail, so there's balance. So there's an aspect of here about how do you balance yourself, your inner world. Now, like I said, with what's going on with the family, and in my case also my family, there is a lot of stuff that's going to be going up and bringing a lot of inner turmoil. Now, do you let that inner turmoil out and make it vulnerable, that allows others to harm you, and or that it means that people can see that softness that is inside that they're not ready to see? And especially if they're dealing with grief, they may not always be ready to see that. So it's about understanding when do you need to be keeping things protected in your shell and when do you need to be letting them out. So it's an awareness in that, and it's awareness of using that. So that's what the nature is telling us, and it's a nature of who we are as people, a nature that's focused on healing rather than anger. Now, what have we got elsewhere? Now, as I said, there was all the family bone and the support energy, and here just at the edge we have the broken rib bone that's out and pointing out, jetting. So the aspect of strife is right now at the edge of the field, and I feel like that's something that's going to be going out, not coming in, especially because the point is pointed away from the greater cluster. So anger feelings are going to be going out, anger focus is going to be going out. And this one's a support one that's coming in. And again, it's a balance aspect, a balance of support. coming in. Now, what we have left, we have this one over here, and we have this one here. Now, these two, and what I'm hearing, it's a very interesting little issue. And especially, this is talking about these two, because this is the top of the spinal column bone, and this one I'm not feeling anything of that similar to the reproductive. So this is about the mind, this is about thought, and this one is about balance. Now, the fact that there's such a gap between them reminds me that, right now a lot of what's going on and a lot of way people are responding to the situation here with what's going on in the country, there's always this talk about hate. And the thing that I think that Spirit is trying to say most of all in this is, do not forget that hate, fear, anger, all of these things, they are also passions. Just as much as love, just as much as joy, they're all passions. They all provide heat. They all provide motion. Now, some of those motions can be very damaging. Some of that passion can be very damaging, as opposed to affirming, but they are all passions. And so when we talk about acting from a place of love, we need to make sure we're conscious of the word and the definition that we're using. Love comes in many forms, as we have always taught and touted. But sadly, even hate can be loved. Even fear can be loved. So when dealing with those people and those ideas and forces that are so diametrically opposed to positive movement, keep in mind that you're dealing with somebody's love just as much as you love the idea of diversity, that you love the idea of being with the person you love, whatever gender or orient fluidity they are. It is love versus love. And it's difficult because it can also be blinding love. Both ways. So keep in mind, keep your mind about you as you're dealing with those individuals and trying to find balance in these things. And you're going to need balance, and you're going to need your mind to get through whatever March is offering you. So, this is Uncle Destiny, on behalf of the ancestors, on behalf of the spirits, on behalf of the Orisha, and all other deities who wish to speak through these bones. I wish you well. I wish you wisdom, and I wish you love. Positive love. Ashe.